I'm the 996, and this video is about coming back from a writing hiatus. A writing hiatus might last a few weeks, it might last a few months. I really think that a writing hiatus can be daunting when you're in the middle of a project. For instance, I had a bit of a writing hiatus for several weeks. But it's not that I haven't written it all, it's just been very minimal compared to what I even normally would do because of various things. It could be because for people it can be because their work got so consuming they needed to deal with that. Maybe they were juggling work and school. Maybe they were trying to, focus on various things. Whatever the reasons are for your writing hiatus, coming back can be daunting because even though, for instance, I'm going to address people who are in the middle of a project first, such as I am. It's like you have these goals, long term and short term, and then you're pushed back even further. And it's like, oh my goodness, I had so much more to do, and all these things are pushing me back. But it also can be a bit daunting if, for whatever reasons, you're unable to jump right back in at the same speed that you used to. It's like, hey, maybe you're used to being able to write, so you're used to writing 1,500 words a day, and then something happens where you have to really build your way back up to that. Maybe you're used to revising, having the energy to revise so much, and you know what? Something happened where you don't have the energy along with other things right away. You have to build yourself back up to that. It can be daunting. And yes, because it's just easier just to know exactly how we used to deal with writing or whatever it is with your hiatus. It can just be like, oh my goodness, I'm just overwhelmed because I can't just handle everything in my writing like I used to. So what I want you to think about is this 4-letter word, and it's called FEAR. I think for writing it stands for failure, angry, eating your soul, and rigid. So you might say, what? Well, first is failure because the F in fear is like you feel like you're a failure or you feel like because you're not where you want to be if you're writing. The whole E with, what did I say? Basically, E could be with, it's eating your soul because of your fear, it's eating your soul. And then A is like you're angry because of this. And then R has to do with that's very rigidness. And in order to conquer the fear, there's need to work directly through it. And there is a quote from Dune. I remember you thinking of this quote when I had to overcome a challenge a few years ago. That was a huge challenge at the time. And I also think it applies to this. Frank Herbert's Dune is a sci-fi novel, and the quote is, I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is a little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear. I will permit it to pass over me and through me. And when it has gone past, I will turn the inner eye to see its path. Where the fear has gone, there will be nothing. Only I will remain. Now that sounds very epic. And it sounds like, oh, you just turn around to fear and then it pops away. But in real life, coming back from a writing hiatus, it doesn't always work that way. But you do have to just start writing again or revising, or if you're in the world building stage, wherever you are, again, in order to deal with the fear. It doesn't mean that it's not going to pop back up, but you have to realize exactly why you're scared. And it could be, I'm scared because I'm never going to get this done. I'm scared that I don't know how to juggle this with other responsibilities because I'm trying to deal with A, B, and C. I'm scared that I'm never going to really be able to write the type of story I want to, that's in my mind, based on various different things. But you have to start again and face your writing fear and start. And now also what I would suggest is, if you are able to just jump in, then go ahead and just jump in as far as writing is concerned. Also, like, maybe set, I've seen this, this isn't something I can take credit for. I've seen this example several places. Set a timer. Even with revising. Revising, I know personally, can take up so much, I guess, a certain amount of brain power in trying to organize a certain way. But even if you set a timer and you do maybe 10-15 minutes of revising at a time, that's better than nothing. You can work your way up. Also, it's okay to be scared of coming back from a hiatus, because maybe you see your friends who are writers or other people that you know on social media or whoever who are posting about these enormous writing goals, and it can just make you feel like, oh my goodness, I remember when I was doing that type of writing, or oh, I wish I could get back to that. And you know what? It's really easy to see that as just being like something that could make you more scared and not want to write. But there's something I've been hearing about called, like, I have gratitude. And I know that sometimes you hear some people talk about just being grateful. It sounds like just, quote, let's say, for instance, be grateful that you are not homeless, something very drastic like that. Be grateful that you have hands to type with, or be happy you have a job, even though you're trying to deal with different things, try to keep working well, or whatever that is. And it can just feel like a blanketed statement, not addressing what your concerns and fears are. But one thing I'm realizing is that gratitude, you can be grateful about as far as your writing life is concerned. You can be grateful that you have come to a decision, if you're starting your writing journey to be serious, that you have made the decision to do that, and that you've made the progress that you have made, or gained certain skills that you have gained that you didn't have beforehand. But that doesn't mean that you have to just stay grateful for what you have and not move forward in progressing to what you want to be. It's more so about making goals that are realistic for yourself, not just what you want somewhere deep in the future. Even your short-term goals, you need to make them realistic for yourself, but still have those goals. And you can say, you know what? I can say, hey, I'm grateful that I wrote a first draft. I'm grateful that I got to pitch my book, and I'm grateful that I have writer friends, and I'm grateful to have a really great writing group. But that doesn't mean that I'm not going to keep on revising and keep on trying to have certain goals. I might not be able to get as many chapters down within a certain period of time, because I realize that's not the most realistic for me, no matter what I would like to do. But I can break it up and then make more realistic goals based on what I am able to do. So if you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up, and please subscribe so you can watch more of them. I'm the 996, and you have a wonderful day.